Hello everybody, my name is Solo, welcome back to the channel, and ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be doing something a bit different. So there has been kind of a weird void ever since like Craft TD went down, that people have been there have been people asking me, oh hey, what games do you recommend, like what tower defenses, what just games in general have you've been playing lately, and like all those things. So people have been wondering like what I would recommend, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a video and explain the ones that I recommend. Now, none of these are in particular order, and just because a game may be missing off of this list doesn't mean that I dislike it. It just means that I'm not currently like overly playing it. Like there is a very like subset of games that I've been playing, and most of them are tower defense games, so I think I'm just gonna keep it to tower defense games to keep like the title easier. So yeah, here are 5 tower defense games that I've been playing recently and that I would actually recommend based on, well, my current playtime. So yeah, anyway, let's get started, again in no particular order, with number 5. Alright, so here we are. Number 5 is Anime Last Stand. Yeah, so I've been playing this quite a bit. Now that I've hit World 2, I have a lot more want to actually play the game. So that's what I've been doing, is just playing the game and been grinding. I actually need to look at the banner right now. But with that being said, this game has a lot of the things that I've actually complained about before. Like, for example, there are certain enchantments, or not enchantments, certain evos that are like, oh yeah, go from being, here, let me pull it up real quick. But like, oh hey, go from being like an epic to being, you know, a mythic, or go from being a rare to being a celestial, you know, stuff like that, that have been very much like pretty cool for me. Because one thing I always like will complain about is a lot of games will give you like rares and just not do anything with them, so then your whole inventory is cluttered up by rares, to the point where you get like irritated because that's all you see is rares, and then like you're always relying on being able to summon certain characters. Now there is a little bit of a caveat to that in this game, and that's getting Green Esper, aka Tatsumaki. And once you get that, I know she has knowledge on her. I'm upset that she does, but once you get that, then it's honestly not that bad to get like a bunch of other stuff alongside that and actually grinding the game. Also, I have a lot of large eggs, by the way. But yeah, that being said, Anime Last Stand also, I think, has some of the cool like animations that I also look for in an anime game. Like, they're not like a must-have, but they are really cool in particular when it comes to anime games. I know a lot of people will probably point to Anime Vanguards, which, just to let you know, it is not on this list. Anime Vanguards has been kind of an AFK simulator for me, so it probably will not be on this list. But Anime Last Stand did make the list because I have been playing it quite a bit recently. I made a video on it and I've been playing in the background. So yeah, just to let you guys know exactly what I've been playing. And yeah, that is my number 5. Alright, time to move on to number 4. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, number 4 is going to be Stud Tower Defense. Now, if you guys haven't seen me actually play this game, basically what it is it's a tower defense that has kind of a card system. and that card system makes it so then you can actually like mix and match things that you're doing. There's also like you can open crates, which is kind of like Ball TD, but I think it does it a little bit more cleanly than Ball TD does, to be honest with you. And yeah, overall it's just a fun game. Yeah, very fun game. One thing I will say that adds to it is there's stuff that even I haven't unlocked yet. For example, apparently there are... Oh, wow. This is a short trek. But apparently there are modifiers you can unlock as well, but those don't unlock until about 5 wins, which a lot of things are calculated by wins for this game. So if you ever are planning on playing the game, just remember that a lot of stuff is on wins and or what's known as, I believe, shinies, or like shards, I should say, which is where you get the shiny crates, which can give you a celestial. And there's a few other things you can get, but let me actually pull up the list after this match real quick. One more thing before we go to the list of stuff you can get. One of the things that's really cool about this game is the fact that you can put down, like, say, traps like this. And it's a thing that's completely separate from your current deck. And not, like, affecting your actual deck. Whereas, like, something like Rain Dancer and everything else feel very unique with what they are. They still feel like Roblox characters, but they're not like how Noob Tower Defense does it, where everything has that like base like noob skin, and then it's like, oh yeah, this one has wings on it. Like, these guys actually feel like different and actually feel like they're a real character and not just something that was put together in like, I don't know, like 10 minutes. Pretty cool, pretty fun. So yeah, another big factor is that list I was talking about. So yeah, the last cool thing about this game that I personally think is really cool is the fact that if you go into the shop and you look for, I don't know, game passes, right? Which is the black market here. If you notice, there's 2 buttons for the game pass, one for shards and one for Robux. That's right, every single game pass currently available in the game is available for shards. So then it makes this game actually quite free to play friendly, making it so then you can do 5 times speed or have a larger deck size. Either way, it's still very much newer, but it also has a just unique style to it, and I think a lot of people are wanting that rather than just another IP like grabber who's like, oh hey, by the way, yeah, I made this IP or like I made this tower defense about this IP, and like I'm barely gonna update it, or if I do update it, it's gonna be like some very boring update. But yeah, anyway, that's my number 4 is Stud Tower Defense. So let's move on to number 3. Alright, so my number 3 is this thing here. This is Galaxy Defenders. This is a tower defense game based around Star Wars. Now, while yes, you can say, oh hey, it borrowed elements from AV, as you can see with like the menus, it does have a certain feeling to it, and like the way that they do different things is actually pretty cool. For example, the developers know that the summoning system is very much temperamental when it comes to giving people mythics. So like I said in one of my more recent videos, they made it so that Kit Fisto is actually available via the actual raids, making it a lot easier for you to just pop into a raid and yeah, and sit there and play said raid. That being said, I think they may have edited the chances for Kit Fisto, but still one of the more easy mythics to go for. I have had some disagreements with some of the stuff that they've done more recently. For example, the whole Kit Fisto like item, because they're trying to say, oh yeah, we're making the item harder to get because Kit Fisto is, you know, really easy to get from the raids. But my counterpoint to that is, okay, is Kit Fisto a meta unit though? And if he's not, why are we putting him behind the raid? And why is his Evo item so expensive? But that being besides the point, they've also done quite a few items that are actually pretty cool, which was like Ahsoka being added to the game and being given like the secret rarity being only obtainable by doing raids. And honestly, by the time I got my raids done, my Ahsoka's Evo item was available anyway. So when she popped in my inventory, I was already ready to Evo her. And to be honest with you, this game probably has like one of my favorite franchises. And there's another game that we'll cover today that is also one of my favorite franchises as well. But another unique thing about this game is it seems like the majority of like the dev team will want to keep everything balanced. And that's a big thing, especially when it comes to tower defense games for me now, is if the devs don't really feel like balancing characters that came out, you know, at the beginning of the life cycle, that means they're not really too concerned with doing what SpongeBob TD did and nerfing every single unit to the ground. And while yes, this game did that, it also did something at the same time which kind of proved that they were only doing it to make it so then they can make like better characters in the end, or like higher like difficulties in the end, which is they not only nerfed the characters, they also nerfed the enemies as well, making it so then it's more of an even playing field. And like they didn't make it so then say my Ahsoka can't go through and just carry me through the event. Like they actually made it so then the Ahsoka actually is still pretty useful. Although I think somebody tried to say Palpatine is better, but I think they're trying to say that when their Palpatine had Cosmic Crusader. Either way, they're about the same power. But yeah, another big thing, this game has a prestige system. You can get many rewards with it, one of them just being gems. The only thing I'd really say like I don't like is the summoning system. That's because there's not really like a good way to get mythics, and the game does kind of slog along if you're like still trying to get a mythic. But like honestly, almost any mythic you can get is gonna open up the game a lot more for you and make it a lot better to play. But overall, I enjoy playing this game. I like playing it in my spare time. And I actually play this when I'm not recording videos. But when I do play it while recording videos, it's usually to cover updates. So yeah, that is my number 3. Let's move on to number 2. Alright, here we are at number 2. Yes, I just barely started playing this game a little bit ago. But I am biased with this game because, well, it's Digimon, and Digimon is one of my favorite IPs ever made. I like it better than other IPs made of the same genre, Cough Cough Pokemon, but that's my own personal opinion. However, one thing I do enjoy a lot with this game in particular is the art style, because there was another game that I played called Reborn, which was alright, but one thing I definitely think that like sucked the interest for me out of Reborn is the fact that like a lot of what was going on was confusing, like really confusing. So that's why I enjoy this game, because a lot of it is very much really enjoyable. I love the models for each one of the characters. I think they're really adorable, but also really fun to look at. Like this guy, you could say, like, if someone said that this guy was adorable, I'd be like, what? But if somebody said this guy was adorable, then I'd be on board with them. So yeah, it's just, it's just a thing of like, genuinely, I think they do a really good job with the models in this game. I mean, just look at the guy hovering behind me and all the different models for the different Digimon. I think it's going to have a lot of stuff with it. Like, I mean, this is what they have available in the alpha. And, like, this over here is going to be available in the beta. Or not in the beta. I can't say that for sure. But this will be available at some point. And I think that's really cool. Also, they already have a system to like modify your Digimon, so like you can sit there and put in like S tier or like a D tier chip, or like you have other tiers, and tiers can have like one or more modifiers. So like for example, I have a B chip that has 2 modifiers on it, which is insane. Speaking of which, I'm going to hold up. Okay, so I can't. So yeah, I have to destroy that one. Also, some of them, when they get to a certain level, will allow you to put on multiple chips. So like this one, plus 20% damage minus 8 cooldown, I can turn around and be like, okay, that's not enough cooldown. Let's equip this one as well. And now we have minus 18 cooldown, plus 20 damage, which is sick. Again, kind of plays into the whole like Digimon like stats and everything else with the Digimon games. If you guys have never actually played the Digimon games, there's a lot of like stats and different things. Again, my favorite Digimon game being, of course, Digimon World 4, or yeah, Digimon World 4. I haven't played any modern Digimon games, to be honest. But like, yeah, this one's very fun. Also, another cool feature that this one has that others don't is this. The pause switch allows you to literally just pause the game, get up, go do something for a second, and then come back to it. So then you don't feel like you're trapped of only being able to sit here, which a lot of games don't really do. A lot of them are just like, no, you sit here through the entire match and you don't say, like, you don't complain. Which kind of sucks, but you know, what can you do with some of the other ones? Yeah, that being said, again, I enjoy this game. I enjoy a lot of different aspects of this game, and I definitely think that if they just keep up like the work with everything, there are some discrepancies I think are kind of weird. Like for example, some of the Evos, or like some of the Digivolve forms of creatures, I think are very much underpowered compared to their actual counterparts. Like I think they have the like what was it? Metal War Greymon is like lower down, and I feel like they're doing that because they have to also take into account Digimon like Omnimon and a bunch of other Digimon like that. So I understand it. It's just kind of weird to see some of the other ones that are in like the top, while some of the evolutions kind of feel like they're being put at the bottom, but it is what it is. They probably did that just for the sake of balancing. But yeah, overall, I've been enjoying this game a lot. And to be honest with you, I'm probably at some point just going to be AFKing this game. And hopefully, when the beta does come out, which, by the way, they did announce a beta coming soon, like relatively soon. I went on and looked at their announcements, and their announcement, and their announcements at the bottom says, I'd also like to share that the beta test will be happening soon, and yes, you will receive a special gift for playing. We hope to see you soon. So hopefully we'll be seeing that beta test, and it will be pretty good. So yeah, that's my number 2 is Digi Tower Defense. So yeah, let's move on to number 1. And for number 1, we're unfortunately not going to be able to play the game, and I'll explain why. Alright, so number 1, if you notice, my setting hasn't changed. Like I said in the last clip, my number 1 is currently not available. It will be probably by the time this goes up or a little bit later in the day. But my number 1, and again, not in any actual order, my number 1 is Anime Rangers X. While yes, I do have a lot of gripes with how they do the content creator system, like the fact that they were literally talking about purging creators just because they put too many creators in the creator program. I do think the game on a fundamental level, being kind of a Battle Cats tower defense game, so to speak, is actually pretty cool. I think a lot of the moves and ways the gameplay works is pretty cool, and trust me, I've played it a lot. The last time I checked my my hours, let me just pull this up here. Sorry, I had to pull up the my stuff so I can pull up my screenshots, because I took a screenshot of it last time I looked at it. Let me just go and look. Yeah, there you go. This is my playtime on Anime Rangers X. Total playtime 45 hours, 18 minutes, 18 seconds. A lot of that was like AFK, like farming, to be honest. Because that's all you can do in the Easter event, is as soon as you get a team to farm it, just AFK macro farm it. And it's not like it's against the rules of the game. I think the devs are actually pretty poignant about the fact that they don't really care if people macro the game. I've had a lot of gripes with the game, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like with every update, like, the units that like we grinded for become weak. But it's interesting also that some of the units that like people are not thinking about, like Tatsumaki and what was the other one, Saber got actually buffed quite a bit in the Easter update, are actually getting a lot of love now because, well, they're good for the event and people just run, Saber and Tatsumaki. So I think that's cool to see. I think it's really cool that they are doing like updates where the actual like units can change, but I also do feel like that's a double-edged sword, because if you make an update where a unit that's less used is being used more, and then people's units that they've been using a lot are not really as good, you're gonna get a lot of complaints of, my unit feels weak, my unit doesn't do this, my unit doesn't do that. But yeah, it's been a game I played a lot while it was out, and it should be re-releasing today. I don't know when today, they just said today, they didn't really give a time frame, so I'm gonna keep my eyes out. I'm probably gonna have an extra video today for when that re-releases, but we do know that the next update is gonna be Tokyo Ghoul, which I'm excited for. I absolutely love Tokyo Ghoul. Another big thing about the game is I think the time commitment is very small compared to some other games. Like, for example, for a game like, I don't know, Anime Adventures, you have to get to a certain point before you start being able to AFK the game, right? Whereas in Anime Adventures X, I know a lot of people are like, well, they only promote AFKing because it gets their numbers up. But the thing is like, I'm not gonna sit there and grind the Easter event hitting retry every like, I don't know, like 5 minutes, because I haven't fully like changed up my team yet. But like, I'm not gonna sit there and hit replay every 4 or 5 minutes just for a chance, or like just to do it again and then upgrade my character. I'll just automate that and step away, like, or I'll watch a YouTube video, whichever one works. But it's a very fun game that you can put in the background and have playing while you're going and just doing other things. And also, like, when you're actively playing, it's not like it feels it's not like it feels bad. I know I've heard complaints about, well, the graphics aren't that great. Honestly, this is probably one of those games where I'm gonna be like a bit different, where I'm just gonna be like, I'm not really concerned about that. Like, to be honest, I think it being like a Battle Cats more or less makes it a lot more fun for me and makes it a lot more enjoyable. Again, I wish I had gameplay for this part, but unfortunately, as you guys know, it was DMCA'd. It was taken down. Which, fun fact about that, I actually got in trouble with TikTok for, I'm guessing, saying the word DMCA. And my TikTok post got auto-flagged. So, yeah. Anyway, those are my 5 games that I personally would recommend to people. So, again, going in no particular order here, from 5 to 1, but each one of them has different things that I enjoy. I know some of them are more biased towards like me as a person. For example, this game, Digi Tower Defense, is a lot more biased to me as a person, just due to the fact that I am a huge Digimon fan, and really we don't really have any Digimon content, not only in IRL, which I believe the last Digimon game in like full-blown Digimon form was, I believe, Digimon Survive was the last one. So this is, you know, kind of scratching that itch to have Digimon, but also like it's a tower defense, and of course you guys know I have a soft spot for tower defenses. Stud TD is doing, you know, unique visuals and a unique style, which I absolutely enjoy in a sea of people just doing the same thing over and over and trying to get away with it. Anime Rangers X is also doing some pretty cool stuff, doing a lot more kind of AFK gameplay. Anime Last Stand has a lot of things that I enjoy, like upgrading from rare to all the way to like celestial and things like that. I think are really cool. Like, yeah, it's just really cool. And oh yeah, one thing at Galaxy Defenders, also kind of a little bit more biased again, just because it is Star Wars, but also they do a lot of things like having the raid units kind of like drop at different rates, and also like adjusting the Evo items and trying to like get that better gameplay balance, rather than just throwing out units that are just one better than the other every single time it updates, and just turning around and being like, well, if you don't have the new units, you're not great, but if you have the old units, you're not gonna do well. But yeah, that's just me. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy this kind of video, hit the like button, comment down below what is the game you would recommend to other people in this current climate. Honorable mention here at the end to Terraria Tower Defense. I also think that's a good one as well. It is developed, I believe, by one person, so yeah, shout out to that as well. But anyway, guys, don't forget to subscribe, turn on post notifications so then you guys never miss a video. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.